Hi St. Mark's. In last week's video I played a Bach trio sonata for you, and in my explanation to that video I mentioned a French toccata. So I thought maybe this week I would play a French toccata for you. The word toccata comes from the Italian word toccare, meaning to touch. So a toccata is a touch piece, and you'll see my hands touching very rapidly as I go through. The Spanish word, of course, for to play, for those of you who may be studying Spanish, is tocar. Or if you want to say I play the piano, you would say yo toco el piano. Or if you want to say I play the organ, yo toco el órgano. So toccare, tocar, toccata. Today I'll play a toccata by François Clément Théodore Dubois. Mr. Dubois was a French composer, organist, and music teacher. He was the choir master at the Church of the Madeleine and also choir master at the Basilica of Saint-Clotilde. Later, he became the organist at the Church of the Madeleine. He taught at the Paris Conservatory, where one of his students was Paul Dukas. Paul Dukas wrote the piece The Sorcerer's Apprentice that many of you may remember from Disney's Fantasia. You know, the scene where Mickey Mouse is dressed up as a wizard in his hat, and he's trying to get out of his chores by sort of cursing or hexing the buckets and brooms to do his chores for him. So Paul Dukas, the composer of that piece, was Mr. Dubois' student. Mr. Dubois eventually became the director of the Paris Conservatory. In that role, you could say that he was very much an in-the-box thinker. I think we would use those terms today. He only wanted certain things taught in his curriculum. He didn't want ancient music, for example, the music of Couperin, which I've played for you on my harpsichord. And he certainly did not want the avant-garde music of Claude Debussy, who was composing at this time. In fact, Mr. Dubois forbade all students from the Paris Conservatory from attending a work by Debussy because it's so out of the box. Mr. Dubois composed many operas, ballets, oratorios, and 3 symphonies. However, of all of his works, only 2 are really performed today. One is this Toccata in G, which you'll hear, and the other one is his oratorio, The 7 Last Words of Christ. I had the pleasure of playing that piece in high school. The choir that I worked with at that time decided to sing it during Lent one year. And there's a scene in that piece where the organ recreates the earthquake and the ripping of the veil in the temple after the crucifixion. And the organ decided to malfunction, and I got this big in the wrong key all the way through the rest of that scene. So I will never, ever forget playing that piece. Perhaps Mr. Dubois' most important contribution to music was as a teacher. He influenced composers like Paul Dukas, but he also wrote treatises or textbooks on harmony and counterpoint and fugue. These are still consulted today in some universities to help teach these subjects. I hope you enjoy this Toccata in G by François Clément Théodore Dubois, and we'll see you soon.
Uh-oh, you're evaluating my work.
I am.
Are you subscribed?
I will with the red button.
And give us a thumbs up.
I'm a fan, of course.